Smiling is always irritating and annoying. What's there to smile about? After going to a bar, I saw this guy sitting at a curb. He'd always be screaming for some stupid reason. I found him in an alleyway, and I took my chance. I smashed his head in with an axe. He fell into a curb and one of his eyes fell out. When I turned his face around, he was smiling. His death didn't even concern me. It was the smile. Why isn't he afraid? Why is he happy? When the movie Saw came out, I was a huge fan of it, and it was my favorite movie thanks to the gore and torture. I was inspired and decided to use the reverse bear trap. I invited a friend over and told him we were doing a prank on someone, though I used it on him. I remember the strangers looking over afraid. Those faces were quite memorable. This guy was in the crowd of people staring at Daniel. I actually knew this guy. He screamed and ran away, trying to call the cops. I chased him, I tackled him to the ground, and then I snapped his neck. Although I forgot how to do it correctly, and instead I paralyzed him from the neck down. I then poured gas on him, and I lit him up. Don't snitch. Imagine you're in a room. You can't see anything or move. You want to talk, but you're on the verge of choking on your own blood. It hurts. Everything hurts. I found this guy at a bar. He was an asshole and kept trying to be a pervert. While he was trying to harass some girls, I spiked his drink and brought him into my basement. I built a trap from some fragments I found at a scrapyard. The trap closing and impaling him was memorable. He deserved it. After all those incidents, I moved to Chicago. No one suspected anything. It was great. After meeting some locals at the bar, a young thug tried to rob me. However, I had a bottle of acid in my pockets. I splashed it onto his face and his skin melted on itself. It covered his nose and mouth, causing him to suffocate. Absolute idiot. The police found this guy at the bottom of a lake. Someone had tied an 80-kilogram metal bar to his leg. They are investigating the crime scene, but so far there is no evidence to look after. Sounds familiar. I used to work at a massage parlor, and this guy would talk to me about his problems. He was in deep shit. One time he came in and told me to give him a happy ending. I brought him to the back, let him lay on the chair, and I chopped his head off with a machete. The real happy ending is dying a quick and non-painful death. Where do I begin with him? He tricks people into playing his rigged games, which puts them into debt. And if it isn't paid, then they have to pay with their lives. I decided to be a victim of his games. And unsurprisingly, I was in deep debt. And he even blackmailed me. What a bitch. I told him I had the money in my basement. I then drugged him and put him on a machine that traps him. I scraped his arms with a knife until you could see the bone. And then, I waterboarded him. This was my uncle before his death. His life was a limbo between life and death ever since he was able to drink alcohol. He never cared about laws nor his health. Sometimes I was afraid for the people around him while he was drunk or high. One day he wanted to take me to California for business stuff. I didn't realize he was drunk while driving with me. He crashed into a tree. Luckily, I survived. I remember seeing his dismembered face. Awful. The Walker has deeds to be done. After everything that happened in Chicago, I moved to Texas YMCA for a few nights. After a few nights, I came across this guy mauling on his own face. Was I going insane? I don't remember taking anything or drinking anything. Not even the random people noticed. They just walked by like nothing was happening. This dumb idiot decided to use his father's money to buy a VR. After that, he decided to play Russian roulette with his friends, and he decided to try to shoot himself. He chose the wrong time to pick himself, and he shot himself with the bullet in the right slot. The bullet also pushed the VR into his face so hard it crushed his eyes. Fucking idiot. Oh, it's me. Not much to say. I feel horrible for this guy. He worked a 9 to 5 for 22 years and decided to quit. He then invested all his money to a crypto company which turned out to be a scam. I found him sitting on his balcony with a bottle of bleach. I asked him if he was okay, but he just said he was joking. 2 days later, I saw him on the news. He was dead. He drank bleach, but he had to endure that pain for 48 hours. I think he let me stay at his place because he didn't want to die alone. My uncle told me the world is built on two things: money and lust. I hated that. What's the point in living then? When I moved to a hotel, this woman had a website meant for those two things. She would always make those sounds. One time I came over and tied her to a chair, though she took it the wrong way. That triggered something in me so bad I tore her face off with my own hands. I cut off her arm with a knife so she can't do her business. Some people get lucky with their bodies. A man with 3 kids. His wife left him. I met him at a bar and he would always tell me stuff about his motorcyclist gang. He got so drunk he told me the secrets of the gang. It was actually a cartel. Coincidentally, after he left the bar, the cartel leader shot his face off with a shotgun and tortured him. And somehow, he survived that shotgun blow. I don't know who this guy is. When I was walking upstairs into my apartment, I found him on the stairs laying there. There was blood nearly everywhere. I took his hat to cover my face. I heard some noises coming from a sewer. When I went to check the tunnel, I found this. What the fuck is that? When I was about to heat up my food, a face appeared in the microwave. I think I'm actually going insane. Who are you?